There is an issue, though, isn't there, in terms of international views and legitimacy of Israel in the eyes of the international community. Surely there is a sensitivity to that in Israel with those that you've spoken to. How do they navigate that?
Everyone agrees there's an absolutely dire humanitarian situation in Gaza, and one that it is not easy to rectify, because there is current operations, military operations taking place right now by the IDF to try and eliminate Hamas, and Hamas is fighting back and taking Israeli casualties on a regular basis. So to deliver aid in those circumstances is very difficult, not just to get it across the border, but once it's in Gaza, to deliver it to the people who need it. That's why you've seen the United States and others engage in airdrops, and why they're exploring sea delivery of aid, because there is a very dire humanitarian need, and everyone in Israel appreciates that. They also believe, though, that delaying the operation in Rafah is not going to aid that situation. It's not going to improve that situation, because while ever Hamas is on the ground, it is a threat both to the IDF and Israel, but also the civilian peacekeepers and aid workers who are seeking to deliver that aid into Gaza. It is unsafe to do so and risky to do so. And so really Hamas is the problem here. That has been the problem from the very beginning. They have chosen the side of this conflict. They have chosen to embed themselves in the civilian population in Gaza. They've chosen to put data centres under UNRWA headquarters. They've chosen to put weapons in schools. And unfortunately, that means there has been a very significant civilian toll, but one which the IDF assures us and others that they have tried to minimise as much as possible.
Your former colleague Josh Frydenberg, the former treasurer, has been in Israel the last week or so. He's urged Prime Minister Albanese to make the visit as well. He said it's no photo op. It's an opportunity, like after September 11, to demonstrate moral courage that this pivotal moment in history requires, and express solidarity with a fellow democracy. The Prime Minister has been cautious about this, not wanting to be a distraction or distract from the efforts of the Israeli authorities. What's your read now, having been to Israel and talking to us today from Jerusalem?
Kieran, it's a great source of disappointment for the Australian Jewish community that the Prime Minister has not yet made the effort to come here. And it was very hurtful to them that when the Foreign Minister came here, that she didn't bother to go and visit the sites of the 7 October atrocities. In fact, on the plane on the way over here, I bumped into members of the Australian Jewish community coming to visit family and friends and to engage in aid and other work here. And they expressed that disappointment to me very directly, and their appreciation for the fact that myself and my coalition colleagues are coming to demonstrate our solidarity with Israel in its darkest hour. This is the greatest challenge the Jewish state has faced since its foundation. This is the greatest loss of Jewish life since the Holocaust. And for an Australian Prime Minister to not join all those other world leaders, almost every G7 country's world leaders visited in the immediate aftermath of 7 October, I think is an abrogation of leadership and a display of weakness from the Prime Minister. I fear it is because he would fear a domestic political backlash, but that is not leadership. Leadership is doing the right thing. Leadership is standing up for our values, standing up for our interests, and the Prime Minister should come here at the earliest opportunity.